sec, just sort out the buzzing in a minute. There we go, sorted. There we go, guys. So yes, guys, welcome to a very different Monday night for Eldar Racing, and yes, that is right, it is the one and only, and of course the legendary commentator and all hoppers in the commentary box. How are we doing? And this is another knockout of the Eldar World Cup, which is now getting down to its nitty-gritty drivers. It's getting down to probably thereabouts. It's looking like the 8 drivers tonight remain. But if you're not familiar with the format, I actually took part in this last week at Catalonia, standing in for a driver just because, you know, they purely couldn't make it. You know, it's a very interesting series because what happens then, 3 races as well as a 10-minute qualifying, but the driver you are can't get my words out then. The driver you are paired against, basically you have to be so basically, for example, I'll give you the pairings for tonight, but basically Chris Wheatley and of course Nate Fletcher, who's currently on screen, they are paired together. They are paired against each other as a best of 2. So basically they have 3 races, but say for example Nate Fletcher finishes ahead of Chris Wheatley in 2 races, or potentially goes one better and goes in front in all 3 races, then he goes through to the next round. It seems very complicated, I know, but it was very close to see exactly how close it was going to be for last week at Catalonia. You know, I can't remember who I stepped in for last week, but you know, it's quite interesting because obviously the car changes each week, the track changes each week as well, so you know, there was a lot of quite a bit of weird ways for that to be about. I'm just going to get the display up as well now so we can see what times people are doing, etc. Just give you that out there. So yeah, Nate Fletcher versus Chris Wheatley, so they are going to be battling for potentially who goes through to the next round. Not too sure when next week is going to be or what next week's car is going to be as well. That is the tricky part. It is very much alive. It's kind of like, I don't know how to put it, but obviously, you know, you're not in the same car and you're not on the same track, so it's completely random. It's very weird, but it is a very interesting championship, and obviously, like I say, we're getting down to the last 8 drivers of the series then, and potentially I think it is going to be down to quite a few drivers as of next week. But as I say, it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. Then you've got Daniel Pease and of course Gareth Morris, if Gareth Morris makes it, so that's going to be very interesting. So if, like say, Daniel finishes in front of Gareth throughout the racing tonight, throughout the 3 races, then obviously Daniel will go through to the next round, which is next week. But it's quite, you know, as I say, it is quite weird. It's a bit different to what we're used to in Eldar Sim history, but you know, nevertheless, it is looking forward to seeing what happens. But obviously, Nate Fletcher's taking over from Darren this evening, so he's stepping up yet again for reserve driver. But hopefully, he does very well and tries to get Darren further ahead. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. And then you've got obviously Andy White versus Casper Brockner. I actually got paired against Casper last week. He's quick. You know, that's all I'm going to say. He's a very quick established racer. Is the Dane, but you know, I kind of accepted that was going to be the challenge. But it is a nice challenge because, you know, even if I beat him in one of the races, it wouldn't have mattered, but he actually beat me in all three, so I didn't do really well last week, which, you know, it's been a while since I've raced, but nevertheless it does not matter. But he's paired up with Andy White. If Andy White makes it, then obviously the last pairing is none other than Adam Morgan. No, it's not British Touring Car Star, as much as we wish it was. It is actually the Welsh namesake, paired alongside none other the Belgians' own Brian Moncarni. And I'll tell you what, they are going to be like, it's a very good pairing. I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what these guys are going to do for this evening. You know, there's only 8 of them out on track tonight. There is going to be pretty much close as you like battles. They are actually at the infamous track and trail Seaside. It is going to be in the atmospheric at the atmosphere of Croatia, so you know it is going to be quite a lot of interest. The thundering V8s of the Mercedes SLS thundering through the Seaside section. It is going to be very difficult, especially going into the chicanes of death, as it's known. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting. It is 9 laps each race, so all you've got to do then is beat the guy you are paired up with to go through to the next round. If, you know, it seems to be it sounds like that the death chicane is kryptonite for the Vikings according to what Daniel Pease is saying to Casper. But yeah, it's going to be very close to see exactly what's happening. I believe we start at 8 o'clock, so these guys are just getting a bit of lap times in before they actually do race. But it's going to be very close then to see exactly what's going to happen. Hopefully we do get all pairings into the lobby this evening. So like I said, Gareth Morris, you know, it's going to be very interesting. I think he's in the yellow machine. There's 2 yellow machines, so Chris Wheatley and of course Gareth Morris. I'm going to make sure I don't get these 2 confused, but I think Chris has actually got the yellow rims, so that may help me out. I think he's got yellow headlights as well, so yeah, it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen tonight. I'm personally looking forward to it. As I say, it is a very not weird situation, but it is one of them where, you know, anything can happen. But it's going to be very close, as you must admit. I'll tell you this now, from what I've seen previously and when I've raced just as a one-off last week, it felt very strange, because, you know, that's the challenge. You've got to try and beat your rival to get into the next round of the World Cup. Obviously it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen, but you know, a lot of things will be thereabouts. Just try to see how many drivers we've actually technically got at the moment. So yeah, Nave's just having a bit of a moment, but it's going to be very interesting. I'm not going to pick my favourite pairings, because that is not what I should be doing, because obviously that's just me being too biased. But the ones to look out for then, I'm going to obviously say, Chris Wheatley and of course none other than Nate Fletch. They're going to be the ones to watch, because they are equally matched in pace, I believe. Obviously you've got Andy White and Casper Brockner. It's going to be very close, because Casper likes to push hard. He knows quite a lot of inside out with his racing. And of course you've got the likes of Gareth Morris as well as Daniel Pease, both champions of Eldar Sim. So whether it's BTCC or GT Supercars, but it is only Adam Morgan now missing, because Andy White has turned up into the lobby. So yeah, it is only Adam Morgan, so hopefully when he turns up we will be getting good to go very soon. But it's going to be very close then. As I say, you know, obviously Adam versus Brian. If Adam does turn up, that'll be a very good stellar battle, because Brian wants to push on. Brian is a very established racer. He's won races, he's been close to winning championships, you know, just to put that out there. But we are looking forward to seeing exactly what tonight is going to bring, and I'm personally looking forward to it myself, you know, especially being on the Dragon Trail Seaside. It is not the easiest, and it's not for the faint-hearted, especially going into them chicanes, the two chicanes towards the back end of the field. We are obviously by the Croatian Seaside, and you know, it is going to be spectacular. As I say, it's going to be close as you like for the racing, but just looking at what's going to happen then. So we are preferably, as I say, I think it's about a couple of minutes till we get 10-minute qualifying. 10-minute qualifying seems to be a bit what will spice the grid up. Obviously, you know, the guys that want to be thereabouts, you know, the likes of Casper, Daniel, Gareth Morris, they're going to be pushing further up. I know Brian Moncani will. I'm sure Andy White will be thereabouts, and as Adam Morgan joins. So, you know, we've got the full grid. It's a full grid of 8 races tonight, and it is going to be spectacular. But let us know if you're watching the stream, guys, who you are rooting for, who you think is going to do a stellar job, who do you think is going to get into next week's knockout stages, because it is going to get to the closest. I'll tell you what, as much as, you know, as much as it's provide great entertainment, you know, it is a weird one. It kind of is, in a way, it's not replaced GT4 or the GT3 Endurance. It's kind of like an Endurance, but obviously, you know, with laps instead of timed. But to push to challenge the guys even more, you know. But I want to seriously hope we see this back at some point, because it is very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. I think likes of Gareth Morris, Chris Wheatley, and of course Andy White, they're all in yellow cars, so hopefully I get the pairings right. But it could be very interesting to see who goes where then. But you know, it's a lot of interest. Hopefully I'm heard on stream, guys, just let me know. Yes, I am. So we do have a race, so Brian's looking forward to that. But you know, I'm looking forward to seeing actually having a race. It's going to be very weird, but sitting here in the commentary box when it's like really scorching out on the Croatian coast, it is going to be very close, and I'm not too sure who I should tip for tonight. It doesn't matter whether the you know, whoever wins all 3 races, as long as you beat your paired up. So qualifying is going to be roughly at 8 o'clock, so we've got around 15 minutes till we get qualifying for the first knockout encounter. Obviously, if you finish last in your pairing in the first race, you still carry on, because I think it's the best of 2 out of 3. So, you know, it's going to be very enclosed. It's going to be probably thereabouts. We'll see exactly who's going to be the last man standing. I'll tell you this though, and this is no word of a lie, I think the likes of Casper Brotner going to be pushing on. He is currently purple in that set, so he's going to be pushing on for that elusive try to get another pole position as he goes over the curbs there at the chicane. But just looking who has a couple of people just sitting out for a time being, but I think that's just so they can get their backs. But Casper then is going to be a force to be reckoned for. He's a very quick driver, I'll tell you that. He's stick him in any GT car, he's very quick. I must admit. But looking what's going on, and he's gone a 1:45.1 at the moment, so that's fastest in free practice. Not normally we should be giving them the idea to practice because, you know, but obviously the way things go, it's just how things get into the swing of it. But obviously, you know, like I say, Chris Wheatley's SLS has the yellow headlights, so that would be very easier for me to pick out. But I believe the likes of Adam Morgan and of course Casper Brockner are in the metallic or dark grey, matte grey colour, so that'll be very difficult to try and pick out. It's not an issue because, you know, we know who's who because obviously with the names over the car, so that'll help us out completely. But you know, got the likes of Brian Fletch and of course Daniel Pease with the liveries they've picked for that. But nevertheless, we could be in for a absolute stellar night of racing. Just to put that out there. But yes, it is obviously the familiar face if you just joined the stream. Evening Ishmael, how's it going, mate? Thank you for tuning in. But yes, it is the familiar face of Hoppers in the commentary box. And it's good to be commentating again. And it's going to be very close. I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what's going to happen. I hate to say this, but I'm slightly nervous for some of these guys. Excuse me as I yawn down everyone's ear. But I am slightly nervous to see how well people get on tonight because it is a knockout stage, and you know, you've got to push on to try and get away from your opponent. Otherwise, if you don't, they will beat you. It's very, as much as it sounds complicated, it's not complicated. It's a very interesting format. Just let me get that out there. But it could be a lot of interest in. So at the moment, Casper Bruckner on his 1:45 times. He's thereabouts, but you know, we're not far away. We're about 10 minutes from qualifying, roughly. But as I say, 3 9-lap races tonight. I know he said 3 lap 9 races. Imagine that. That would be here all right till midnight. But don't think our international guys would be happy if we were. But no, it's 3 9-lap races tonight. It's very interesting, especially with these chicanes. Oh, as you can see them hopping and skipping that chicane there. Thoughts of the track, because I've raced around here myself, and this is what I'm going to start doing in my commentaries, giving my thoughts and opinions of racing around different circuits. I've raced around here maybe a few times in my online racing career, and the chicanes at the back, so the as I call them, chicanes of death, because you know, if you clip the wall in one, you're bound to do it in the other. I don't really like that section, but I do like the track itself. It's fast and flowing. It is kind of, as I say, we're by the seaside, so you know, there's a lot of interesting in what's going on within the likes of how quick these cars are going to go. But as I say, they're all in equal machinery. They are not in different machinery, so that, you know, it itself spices it up a bit more, and having a bit of even, should I say. Nice English there, Hoppers, nice one. No, even level playing field, that's what I meant. But yeah, it's going to be very close, you know, to see exactly what's going to happen. But it's going to be very close to see what's going to happen, because, you know, the pairings are going to be quite interesting. You know, like the likes of Gareth Morris against Daniel. We both know they're champions of Eldar Sim, so you know, that's probably going to be another thing that we're looking forward to seeing what's going to happen potentially, because you know, you've got to push on, and the way things go, and it's like, you know, looking at the times at the moment, like Gareth Morris at 145.5, Chris Wheatley at 145.7. So, you know, that itself could easily play to a factor for their basic pushing on to try and get away from their respective rivals, should we say. But, you know, it's going to be very close to see what happens. Like Adam Morgan at the moment, 146.057, Roman Carney 145.666. So, you know, it shows how close it's going to get between now and then. But you know, we can see exactly what's going to happen. But as I say, it's going to be very close to see what's going to happen. I think we're just going to wait for Netflix to jump back in the lobby. But you know, as I say, personally, it's going to be fantastic to see what's going to happen. I think when you look at the pairings tonight, you know, you've got to, let's say for example, if this was the race now, then you have Casper Brockner would win an advantage over Andy White because he's first place. But this is the thing, to beat your rival, you've got to finish in front of them. You can't allow your rival to get too far ahead. I know he's currently ahead on track, but if this was a race, then yeah, that's exactly how it would be. But then it just shows exactly how things go. But, you know, it's going to be very close with these 9 laps round here at Dragon Trail Seaside. We're not on the Garden Circuit, because the Garden Circuit is preferably my favourite one. But, you know, the Seaside itself, beautiful views though, I must admit. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen then. Brian Mulcahy, let's see what's going to happen very soon. We're around about 7 minutes to go until qualifying starts, but it's going to be thereabouts. But it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. I'm personally going to put a tip on at the moment and say that Casper Brockner may push on. He's fast in testing. He's a 145.1 at the moment, so you know that itself means a lot. But then look at this, Gareth Morris is a 145.174. So, you know, that seems to be closest to light, but you know, it's going to be thereabouts. But you know, it's around about preferably 6 minutes till qualifying, so you know, it's going to be seeing what's going to happen. I think just looking what's going on, I think Nave's going to be joining very soon, but you can just see how close it's going to get. But I don't know if Nave's entered as of yet. He needs to enter the lobby, but I think we're maybe getting started earlier than planned, so might be a bit decent if we do, because then we can just jump on. Well, I think Brian's going to say 5 minutes. Yeah, we've got 5 minutes. So while we've got 5 minutes, I'm just going to nip to get a drink and get sorted for qualifying. I should be back in a moment or two. And if you are liking the stream, guys, please do like and subscribe. Or if you are watching the stream as Casper clips that chicane to death. That's exactly what I was on about. It's not the nicest thing, but if you are watching the stream, guys, please do like and subscribe to Eldar Racing. It will help myself out as a commentator, as well as the racers, as well as the other commentary, as well as any other league events that Eldar do. But yeah, grab a drink, sit back and enjoy, but I will be back in a moment or two. do apologise about that, ladies and gents. Just have to get myself sorted. Purely because I know for a fact tonight is going to be very interesting indeed. But it's going to be very close because, you know, looking at like Gareth Morris and of course Casper versus, you know, there's quite a lot of drivers there. But like I say, there's only 8 drivers tonight, you know, which is fantastic to see. It is going to be, and like Casper says, his tyres are gone, and yes, you can see with that graphic the front tyres are almost completely destroyed, and you know, that's exactly how things go. I'm just going to double check we're still on the stream, just to double check. But yes, we are still on stream, so you know, let's put that out there. But it's going to be very close then. We're around 2 minutes. Until we get going for the next instalment of the Eldar Sim World Cup knockout. It's going to be very interesting because we've got 3 Welshmen, 1 Portuguese, 1 Dane, 1 Belgian, and of course 1 Scotsman and 1 British driver. So it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. But you know, this is exactly how things go. But you know, just looking exactly what's going to happen. We're around 2 minutes till qualifying, so you know, it's good. Personally, I think the way I see things though is going to be close as you like. I think we've had a bit of interesting moments. Didn't see exactly what happened in the first instalment of this when they raced first time round, when they raced at just try to see, when they raced on the 7th of February. I didn't see exactly how they got on. It was quite interesting, but it was a GT by Citroen, so you know, that itself would be very interesting to see exactly what's going to go on. But with thereabouts, we're just going to go and wait for, I believe Nate Fletch needs to enter. I think he's just spectating at the moment, but hopefully we should be good to go in a moment or two. But it's going to be very close then, so let's see what's going to happen trip tonight. But don't know whether Nate's made it out for qualifying, so we shall see in a moment or two. Just give me 1 second, guys. See what's going to happen, but I think Nate needs to into the lobby. So I think we are going to be restarting because Nate did not enter the lobby. So I think we do right.